After a solid week of Transformer reviews, I decided it's time for my Kamen Rider followers to get something too. And I couldn't think of anything better than the much anticipated and requested Deluxe Meteor Driver. The design is striking right off the bat, mostly thanks to how much silver they plastered all over this, and all of it trimmed in a really nice metallic gold paint as well, along with a very, very nice gold chrome all the way around the main sphere. There's some extra colors to break it up too, of course. You can see the metallic blue knob. There's a little bit of red here, just as a fake indicator light. I do like the extra details they put in silver. This knob on top, which doesn't actually do anything. This silver piece at the bottom, which houses the speaker. And a few of the wires here on the bottom and on the top are also covered, along with the little pull lever here. Color aside, I really like the design of this too. I mean, there's a lot of things I can see in this. For starters, I can't help but look at this round chrome piece and this knob on top and not think a stopwatch or a pocket watch of some kind. It looks like an epic time machine, like a belt TARDIS. Then, of course, you've got the central globe here, which you might see a star chart in because of all the different light layouts, or it personally looks like a planetarium projector to me. Well, either way, it still gets the right idea across. But more than anything, what I see here is the birth driver. I mean, seriously, take a look at this. You've got the slot over here for this year's gimmick, a switch instead of a metal. Over here, you've got the activation knob, which is a lever instead of a crank, and it's all focused on a central light-up globe gimmick. So maybe it's no coincidence that the clip for the back of the belt is the exact same mold as the one that came with the birth driver, just a different color. Makes you think. It's not a negative in any way. This still is a really, really cool looking belt, but it only gets better once we get into its activation. Let me turn it on. Sounding cool right from the get-go. Well, to do anything from here, well, we can turn the globe. But that just results in a generic noise. We need to use this to get anything better. This is, of course, the Meteor Switch DX version, as you can tell by the glittery sticker. Very nicely cast in translucent blue sparkled plastic, with what looks to be some kind of satellite at the top. Activating it kind of forms a shape similar to Meteor's logo, kind of a shooting star motif, which works for me, works for Meteor. Let's drop in and activate. Everything turned blue, so we know what we're in for. Next, the lever. Heavy spring holding this thing in, so give it a good pull.
Meteor, ready?
Funkiest Kamen Rider ever. Henshin! That is probably my favorite gimmick henshin of all time. I mean, the sheer combination of light and sound in this thing is incredible, and that is one of the best light shows I've ever seen on a rider belt, between all the different points of light across the globe and all of it bouncing off the chrome gold rim. I mean, it really is a spectacle, and as cool as it looks here, you should really see it in the dark.
Meteor, ready?
Henshin! By the way, the dirty little secret about this driver? The switch wasn't in when I did that. The lever does that no matter what you put in it, or if you don't put anything in it at all. Now I want to demo that henshin one more time because I'm sure you've seen all of that before, no big deal. But I want you to see this gimmick from a more proper angle, namely, this one. Remember, it's a belt toy, so this is most likely your view while you play with it. And I wanted to demonstrate this perspective because of that, and to point out a few other things that I really like Bandai for lately. For starters, they continue the trend that started with the axle driver a few years ago, because both sides of the belt are detachable. This means you don't have to resize the belt every single time you want to wear it, and it makes it far easier to store away. Also lately they've been very good at making sure that when you're properly playing with a belt, aka wearing it, you can still see the light show going on with the toy. That's one reason why the Fourze driver's screen is at an angle, so you can see it no matter what you're doing with it. And the same is true for this belt.
Meteor, ready?
Henshin!
Meteor, ready?
In this really weird way, you're presented with two different light shows at the same time, which makes this belt even more of a spectacle when you're using it. Now let's see what else it does. I'll activate the meteor switch and we will begin Limit Break.
Meteor, on, ready?
Now it only goes 3 times when you activate a switch, but now it's ready anytime you are. Alright, come on, dollar, dollar, dollar!
Meteor, limit break!
The unfortunate thing is, it's really tough to get a spin that lasts the entire sound effect. I mean, you have to give this thing an absolutely fierce spin to get it to move the entire time. Well, right out of the box, that's pretty much all it does. However, if you've got other switches, you can expand it. We're going to start with the LX switch. This one you've actually seen in the show. Switching on.
Gimmick, on, ready?
Same sound sequence, but there's an electric charge on top of it now. I actually really like that. Oh, and just so nobody asks, yes, this works no matter which way you spin it. Come on, no whammies, no whammies!
Gimmick, limit break!
Yeah, it is really hard to get a good angle on this when you're not wearing it. Alright, we'll try again. How about fire this time? This one hasn't been in the show. Everything turning red, and amazingly, yes, there is just enough room for this ring.
Fire, on, ready?
Again, same sound effect, now it's just burning though. Let's see if I can actually get a good spin this time. Let it rip!
Fire,
Oh, come on.
limit break!
Oh well. You still see what it does. You'll see subtle changes in the light show. A little bit more red, a little bit more yellow. It really does correspond well to whatever switch you're using. Okay, since I'm failing to get a good spin on this thing, let's try something more generic. As you've probably noticed, all the switches we use so far are round. However, as for normal switches, well, you'll notice it didn't change color. If I flip the switch,
Switch on, ready?
yeah, very plain generic sound effects. I can't even identify the switches. It's really only made for Meteor, Elec, and Fire. Everything else pretty much results in the same generic noises. I'm out of spin references. And that's pretty much the story for any other round switch you can insert in here. And before anyone else can ask, yes, this goes for Rider switches too. Even Stronger cannot make another sound effect out of this.
Switch on, ready?
So you're pretty much just limited to about 4 different combinations altogether. But they are nice combinations, so how about looking at them in the dark with me?
Gimmick, on, ready?
And of course, if you have one of these, you can also do this. Yeah, it's just a quick way of playing the limit break explosion. But at least it's cool that it knows what the switch is. Now I know compared to the Fourze driver, this seems limited. However, it is the secondary rider belt. It is both cheaper and simpler in design. You would expect this. In fact, that's pretty much been true of every secondary rider device for a while now. However, what this one does is rather spectacular, and I can honestly say it is the best light and sound combination effect I have seen in a rider belt. That includes the double driver. Oh yeah, I said it. Double driver is awesome in its versatility, but for just sheer incredible little spectacle on a belt, this has it beat. That said, keep its minor limitations in mind, go get yourself a candy toy or Gashapon, Elec, and Fire, and enjoy this toy. It really is worth grabbing. Mine, of course, came from Hobby Link Japan. Why wouldn't it? And it's a perfect little pickup if you can't get your hands on a Fourze driver right now, or you just want a small, really awesome piece of the show. And yeah, we're going to get the Meteor Storm expansion very soon, so you'll want to have one of these on hand when it's ready. And speaking of ready, I am ready for a break. Man, this is 8 videos in a row now. I think I've warranted a few days off, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this total marathon of mine. Bye now.